Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2 of the Nations Builders mini-series within the Poems and Stories book. Today's title is Daniel Boone, the Pioneer of Kentucky, 1735 to 1820. Colonel Boone, with his Indian dress and his painted cheeks, his tufted scalp lock, and his whole person, embrowned by constant exposure to the open air, could scarcely be distinguished from any of his Indian associates. So skillful a hunter as Boone could, with his rifle and a supply of ammunition, traverse the solitary expanse around almost any length of time, living in abundance. But deprived of his rifle or of ammunition, he would soon almost inevitably perish of starvation. The Indians were therefore very careful not to allow him to accumulate any ammunition. Though Boone was often allowed to go out alone to hunt, they always counted his balls and the charges of powder. Thus they could judge whether he had concealed any ammunition to aid him, should he attempt to escape. He, however, with equal sagacity, cut the balls in halves and used very small charges of powder. Thus he secretly laid aside quite a little store of ammunition. Boone was quite alarmed to find that the chiefs had been marshaling a band of 450 of their bravest warriors to attack Boonesboro. In that fort were his wife and his children. Its capture would probably ensure their slaughter. He was aware that the fort was not sufficiently guarded by its present inmates, and that, unapprehensive of impending danger, they were liable to be taken entirely by surprise. Boone was sufficiently acquainted with the Shawnee dialect, with the Shawanese dialect to understand every word they said, while he very sagaciously had assumed from the moment of his captivity that he was entirely ignorant of their language. Boone's anxiety was very great. He was compelled to assume a smiling face as he attended their war dances. Apparently unmoved, he listened to the details of their plans for the surprise of the fort. It had now become a matter of infinite moment that he should immediately escape and carry to his friends in the fort the tidings of their peril. On the morning of the 16th of June, 1778, Boone rose very early to take his usual hunt. With his secreted ammunition and the amount allowed him by the Indians for the day, he hoped to be able to save himself from starvation. During his flight of 5 days through the pathless wilderness, there was a distance of 160 miles between Old Chillicothe and Boonesboro. The moment his flight should be suspected, 450 Indian warriors, breathing vengeance and in perfect preparation for the pursuit, would be on his track. His capture would almost certainly result in his death by the most cruel tortures. It is, however, not probable that this silent, pensive man allowed these thoughts seriously to disturb his equanimity. An instinctive trust in God seemed to inspire him. He was 43 years of age, in the knowledge of woodcraft, and in the powers of endurance. No Indian surpassed him. Though he would be pursued by a sagacious and veteran warriors, one poor victim, yet undismayed, he entered upon the appalling enterprise. The history of the world perhaps presents but few feats so difficult and yet so successfully performed. John S. C. Abbott. As a reminder, I'm reading it as it was written, so any inappropriate words or phrases are strictly what I'm reading and have no bearing on my personal or professional opinions. If you like listening to these types of stories or are interested in learning more about the thoughts of previous time periods, please like and subscribe to the channel, and we will continue to go through. Thank you so much, and you folks have a great day.